a question at which our research scholars should focus, like search behavior across different different type of generation. We are talking about generation Z, what they are doing and what we are doing. There's a lot of difference now at how they search and what they use, how they interpret that information. Then the trust and the misinformation, again, is a question in very much asked question in media and information literacy. Then the accessibility and inclusivity in the information services, that is also a focused area. And then we have specific technologies like the knowledge organization and semantic technologies like metadata schemas, ontologies, and linked data kind of areas.
So,
Then
sir,
yeah, madam.
just to interrupt you that
Okay, yeah,
students, so students can join this as a different career, and I
yeah,
want to also talk about little bit about research in library science. So there are lots of PhD
okay,
students, and they want to do research. So what kind of research opportunities are available, and also they are there any opportunities in abroad? So students after doing
okay.
masters can go to abroad because you have visited several countries, I know. And what kind of, so they can look at it into, because all of them are now undergraduate, some of them have joined who are undergraduate and thinking to uh, start their training in this area. We face problem that still people have that kind of image. Libraries means just arrangement of books, and books are given and circulated. So whatever you have just now talks, it's beyond the books. You are arranging the
Yeah,
information and we are teaching them. So just
yeah.
want to focus on what kind of research and abroad they can go, like other branches of studies. So they can
Yeah.
remove the myths about the libraries and the education.
Yes, Professor Shubda, as I told earlier, that one of the areas now we are more focusing on the AI applications, that the existing services, how we can, improve, as we discussed, metadata generation, or enhancing the opaque features. There is one of the these some of the areas where the in-house operations can be enhanced by using these AI systems.
Yes.
Then second is data management and open science, because we are more of talking about creating how most of the funding agencies, project funding agencies, or even including the institutions, they are more of in demand of curating this data which is generated from research. So data stewardship is, and institutional repository kind of things are more interesting nowadays. And maybe there are certain advanced level filters which we should look for other than the normal institutional repositories,
Yes.
which can further enhance this open access publishing and open access databases. Then the data literacy training. Data literacy training. We talk a lot about data, but when it comes to how to manage, where to keep, what are the issues which we encounter, that largely missing in the as a student of LIS. So data literacy training is very important. Then the long-term digital preservation technologies strategies. It may be technology, purely technology based or a hybrid based, but we should must see some kind of a we do have a cloud computing, we do have multiple servers, data, what you call the uh, data banks and all, but uh, when we talk locally, it is still a dream for some of the institutions at the local level. So there must be some kind of a strategy we have to use, that how we can preserve this data for a longer period, and what strategy we can use, whether it is purely digital or a hybrid, or what kind of other methods we can use. And this is where the actually the where we can come out with some kind of a innovative solution for this problem.
Okay.
Then, as I said, that some of the information behavior. information behavior, as we say, ISB, we say information seeking behavior. This is very, very important because we are talking about different generations now here. When we are talking about AI or the research results which are getting through different kind of apps, through mobiles or search engines, that how we can sensitize the users and the public, the society, that how information can be critically evaluated, which information is the right one. There are a lot of areas in this to one can do research. And another one is the UX design, which I was talking about, that user experience, that what what kind of a interface, uh, particularly when we talk about the disadvantaged groups or the illiterate people, that what kind of interface we require. And most of the time, what it happens is it is a kind of a normal standard which follows across the globe. They follow in softwares. But if you go deep and see the at grassroots level, that whether the users of those information sources or the databases, whether users are are they finding that such interfaces are easy or not, that has to be studied, because these are the areas which never we touch. We generally go for a very core areas, but these are the surrounding areas where we have to put more focus, because as I said, connecting information is our major aim and objective of our subject as a service provider, information service providers. US design in library system is very important. Then accessibility and inclusive in information services. These are some of the major areas which the researchers have multiple opportunities. Not only in when they talk about jobs in traditional government jobs, it's applicable across the corporate sectors, industries, and because it is not at one place we are talking about information. We are talking information at all different type of you know uh, sectors.
Thank you. Thank you, sir,
Yeah.
for your
Yes.
in. I will come back to you again in second round. So now I move forward with Dr. Dhanashri Date, and as she has a rich experience in corporate sector it's since when she joined the profession. So I have few questions for you, Dhanashri.
Yes.
So from your perspective as a global leader in the software industry, what specific role or career opportunities exist for library information science professionals in the corporate sector? First question.
Okay. So thank you, Professor Shibada, for inviting me here, and good evening, all my fellow panelists. This is going to be an interesting discussion all over, and we have quite a diverse panel here. So, since we are talking now on software industry specifically, and we're talking about career opportunities that will exist in such corporate sector environments, I would begin with a little background on corporate. I'll give you a corporate context, because then only will you appreciate why I'm talking about all the emerging roles in the corporate. So, very quickly, I just wanted to give a sense of how the businesses are doing today. If you compare the businesses or the sectors or the industries a few decades ago, they were very siloed, they were very pure. You have banking, it was meant for banking. You had manufacturing, you had retail. They were sticking to their own industries and their own work. Come digitization, come automation, the entire scenario changes, because with digitization, you also saw a lot of blurring of industries. Okay, a lot of collaborations between industries. So, for example, if you take banking, you had fintech coming in. If you take agriculture, it's become agri-tech. If you take education, it's become edutech. So all of this is changing the way corporates function, and because of these amalgamations with technology, the needs are also becoming more diverse. Now, to address this diverse needs will be the important function of a librarian professional, in that kind of a sector. So, understand the kind of diversity that there will come in the requirements of information, and what a challenge it will be for an information professional. So, when large organizations, especially software organizations like our TCS or Capgemini or Infosys, these people have customers, say in retail, they have customers also in banking, they have customers also in manufacturing. So one company is catering to so many customers, which means one company needs to have domain expertise and knowledge about so many different sectors when they are going to deal with those kind of customers. So when it comes to libraries, then obviously the whole need is going to cascade down to the library and information professionals who are supposed to service these people with their very niche requirements, right? So
Yeah.
talking about this, then you have to look at corporate as a business body. It is there, it is existing to make money, obviously. So business is important for corporates, and the library and information science professionals have to support these people in the decision making which will bring business. So this is where the whole thing lies. This is the bottom line of the service that we will have to provide when we get into corporates. Talking about the core tenets of librarianship, whether it is corporate, whether it is academic, whether it is school, it is all the same. You will acquire information, you will organize information, you will retrieve information, you will disseminate information, all of that stays same even in the era of digital technologies, okay? But what changes with corporate specifically is the specificity, is the niche requirement across different domains, which you probably never learn in your library and information science schools. You have to start understanding domain requirements, at least the fundamentals of the domains, the lingo of the domains, the terminologies. What is the opportunity for our organization with that domain? What is our organization doing for the customers in that domain? So with all of this understanding only, you will be able to serve your organization better. So the most exciting shift here, I feel, is that we are able to still leverage all the skills that we have learned into library and information science curricula, because that is still very, very important. In fact, that gives us an edge. If you compare yourselves with others within the organization, you very well understand that they do not understand organizing, they do not understand the importance of keywords, lot of things. So you already have an edge. Going forward, using technology, you are always going to give it more thrust and more better push to bring in a lot of business. So when we're talking about these skills today, we are not going to talk about these skills only for collection, development, books, purchases, all of that. It goes much beyond. It goes much beyond when it comes to corporate, because it actually touches the revenue of the organization. So you're talking about markets, you're talking about customers, you're talking about competition, you're talking about technologies, you're talking about intellectual property, data privacy, all of that which was said earlier. So all of these things get into the play. And most important here is the information service that you are providing is to make important informed decisions to bring good business. So this is where it goes. So you actually become partners in the business. You are no longer a support person in the organization. So if you're able to do this, then you are actually halfway to giving business to the organization. So with that in mind, you have to really now get into the fold of corporates, and you will very well know that there are a lot of emerging new roles for the very fundamentals that we have learned, because the corporates require this. For example, market research is a very important field where you'll require how to do market research, which is the same thing that we do for understanding our readers. For example, traditionally, if you look at it, we understood our readers. What do they need? What is the relevance? What is the context? Here today, we will be talking about what do the customers need? What does the organization need? So it is same. The research that you will have to do is only shifting to some other parameters, but your values are the same, your tenets are the same. So this is one market research, which is a very, very in thing. And typically MBAs play a lead role. but that is where I will come to later as to how you can prepare yourself. But once you understand that these roles are existing and emerging, where we can easily, seamlessly get into these roles, then I think the preparation starts very with informed this thing. The next is analyst relations. Now, analyst relations is different than marketing, and it is a little high end, which will not happen immediately. It needs more of experience, because you're actually telling the analyst who actually make or break the businesses of many corporates to say, my organization is good at this, my organization is standing here as far as this business is concerned, this is our credibility. So it is kind of convincing the market analyst relations team and making a reputation for your own organization at that level. So that again is something which can come to the library and information science students very well, with some expertise in domain and with some expertise in communications. So this is another very interesting field, but I again say it is at a later date with some experience.
Yes.
Third thing which we all know about is knowledge management. Many of our colleagues and many of our friends are already into knowledge management. So that definitely is some field that we can look at. It is not just to capture information and hold information and archive them. When we talk about knowledge management in the corporate sector, we are talking about capturing the intelligence,
Yes.
capturing the experience, capturing the failures, capturing the best practices, capturing the risks that people would have faced. All of that, if people share and we create a good database out of it, there are a lot of further failures for the organization that we can actually eliminate.
Yes.
So, knowledge management is very important for the organization to save their time on not remaking and the mistakes and learning thereafter, is to learn from the first mistake. So this is knowledge management. I'm just giving you very short description. It can go to any length.
Yes.
The next is the content strategist, the content managers, content intelligence. We have been dealing with content all along, whether it was in print, whether it is in electronic. Content is our mainstay, and we delve and dabble with it all the time. But content strategies again to help make decisions. This is where I'm coming to. So again, you're catering to those people who are actually getting revenue for the organization. How information can be actually stored, how it can be organized, how it can be retrieved, what kind of structure, what accesses, level accesses. You don't want to give access to everybody. You also want to ensure that there is privacy of data maintained, confidentiality of data maintained. So all these things goes a little deeper when you come into the corporate sector. So that also becomes a very important role within the organization. And then you have IP,
Yes.
you have intellectual property. It is something which your organization really secures and holds it to its heart, because that is the business for the organization. If that leaks out, you're actually giving it ready to the competitor to work on it. So intellectual property is something which is very, very important. So anybody who kind of likes legal, contracts, negotiations, agreements, patenting, patent searches. All of this is involved in this IP governance. That is one area. And then somebody was talking, I think Dr. Rao was talking about user experience just now. So we have been dealing with user experience. We've been doing user behavioral studies, the trends, the patterns, usage studies, all of that we've been doing for years together. This is the same thing taken forward with a very systematic approach to actually learn about users, to learn about their challenges, to learn about problems in information related areas where they're not able to find what they want, or they do not understand the policies, or they do not understand the working of a library. It could be anything. These are very sticky problems and they are not easily solved unless you go to the people, unless you talk to them, unless you do some kind of a survey, you observe them. So these are some techniques which are used, And this approach is called as design thinking approach. So design thinking is a very methodical way of understanding the user. It revolves around the users to understand problems and give solutions, which are long-term solutions. So design thinking is open. It is not only for libraries. It is not only for information. It could be for any problem within any of the units of the organization. But design thinking is something which is akin to what we have been doing earlier in terms of user studies and all that. So this definitely is a very good area which our professionals can get into. And then I don't want to talk about AI because many of them are going to speak about it. That definitely is an emerging area. So I'll leave this here because this is generic. But what I wanted to talk about was more about the corporate roles. So this is what I wish to say.
Thank you, Dhanashri. And we will continue with the corporate with Pradeep.
Yes.
I'm meeting Pradeep after a very long time. And I think I talked with him when he was in GE. So after that, we were not connected, but suddenly I remember he's doing a long time in the corporate. So the questions to Pradeep is, how was your transition into this corporate sector after getting the degree in library science? I will come back to Dhanashri also regarding how to get jobs into corporate and what are the opportunities, how can we, our students, they can find out the jobs. But first to Pradeep, your experiences and how you can relate, because from Dhanashri and Dr. Rao, I could guess that I can say that both are saying one about education, what we are learning, and Dhanashri is applying that in the corporate. So main important, like what we have a library trinity, like user, collection and librarian as a between and providing services. It's changing over the time. So your experiences about this changing corporate sector from one to other areas, please, Pradeep.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Shubda, for having me here. And I am really sorry for my throat. I got throat infection, so please bear with me.
Yes.
Uh, and I feel this is great opportunity to put my inputs. Now, going to I'll not take much time, but I'll go to the focus discussion. What you said, the my transition. Uh, the when I did my MLIC from university, and I was always thinking to go to the corporate. So the day one, my goal was decided, fixed target was there that I'm not going to work in any of the academic or the traditional libraries. Now, the transition from the academic to corporate was not so seamless,
Yes.
and the challenge is that, but before challenge, the part which helped me from the academics or the from the our MLS education is that the classifications, taxonomy, maybe the cataloging, and those part really helped me in the transition because that was the base and foundation of you know any of the data or information related tasks, and that helped me in the transition. Apart from that, the challenges I faced is the domain knowledge, because I worked with the chemical industry in GE for some time in the DuPont. Then I worked in the aviation industry in GE, where all aircraft engines, DuPont, all about the chemicals and the clinical trials, and in IBM business research and the client data, and again in KPMG it is entirely different on the the auditing and the accounting. So in the all different fields, it was necessary me to the learn the domain knowledge. So of course I you will be having the library science knowledge, but I feel the domain knowledge is very essential because you cannot go in the market saying that, hey, I have MLS degree and give me job. No, you should have some certification. I worked in the regulatory bodies like FDA, EPA, then OECD, and in the accounting, I worked with the PCOB. So you should have the domain knowledge because without domain knowledge, you'll be blank. So I suggest having the domain knowledge, any one knowledge you can take. Maybe if it is clinical trial, there is so much of scope. I get every day at least one call. Give me the some person who works on the data management or data privacy. So at least I can tell you, if you go to the LinkedIn, there is 100 jobs in India in the corporate, where you will have scope to work in that. But again, the expertise is not there, I feel, because we go with the traditional one way, doing the cataloging, classification. And I'm not sure how much I'm not criticizing any of things, but you know with the AI, what is the absolute now? Like, where I work, there were no libraries. There were small libraries, and when I'm checking with my old colleagues, they said there is no library. Now, whether there is really need of even digital library now, forget about traditional library, digital library, because AI gives you everything. When I was in IBM, I remember I used to do the company research, where I used to get tasks, work on this company, who are the competitor. Now this task can be done in the 2 minutes with the AI, right? So I if I would have stuck with that job, I would have lost my job, right? So upskilling is the important. Second, the certifications, because all these regulatory bodies are there having own certification. It hardly, you know, takes couple of months to complete the certification. Of course, there are fees are higher, but if you initially invest, you will get your return back. So
Yes.
there are different certification on the data privacy, data protection, European data protection, US data protection, and there are different certifications on the in the clinical trials. So uh, the different bodies are having different certification on the data privacy and data management. uh, there is a lot of scope, Shubda. Like, I can tell you, if I give 10 people to me, I can give them job tomorrow.
Wow.
So with the library science experience, if you add these certifications, now few of the soft skills also required in the corporate, because though it looks very basic, and that's the very important. How is your presentation skill? How is your communication skills? How you work with your US colleagues? Those. With that, you need to have data analytics skills, maybe SQL and Power BI, which is very important. When I started, I was not knowing zero from the Power BI, but I learned Power BI. There are other DBMS tools are there, those. Similarly, AI, again, you need to know how both works and how AI works efficiently, because every day I work, I spend 10 minutes again learning AI new things. And it's not about you work like it's in the traditional library you go, or in the teaching you go and deliver the teach and come back here. What you did and didn't, you need to present in the report. And the AI tools help you. The upskilling in the AI will help you to save lot of time. I at least save 2 hours in a day because of AI. I generate the PPTs, I generate the report. Most of the things I do through the AI. So these are the basic, the transition. You say not roadblocks, but the essential requirements for any of the LIS professionals, those who are going to pass out, or those are going to be, thinking of the corporate careers, to come up with the, have the great opportunity in the corporate.
Yes. So, Pradeep, you mentioned about the use of AI and you are using it and you are saving the time. That I do agree. But what kind of information authenticity whatever is generated by AI, what you do about it, what you check, how you check it that whether it has given correct or according to your requirement.
Oh, yeah, Shubda. So basically, most of the tool we use developed in-house, the bots, co-pilots. So there are most of the co-pilots developed by Microsoft for us, KPMG, in the collaboration with this. So we don't use much open source or external tools, uh, co-pilot tools to, take or generate our reports or take. And of course, even if it is co-pilot developed by in-house for the KPMG by Microsoft, we still spend time in analyzing and verifying the results. So
Yeah.
that's what our job is, right? Like,
Mm.
otherwise, if everything is going,
Yeah.
what is our role? So that we spend time in sitting in analyzing. But at least, because see, I spend 10 hours instead of that 1 hour. You analyze, see the results, what are the outputs, and you verify with your data. That will not take much time. Even if you use open source databases, say, the Google or any other, Chat GPT, uh, it is very easy to analyze it. It will not take much time. Instead of you go and find the information in 100 sources. You go to chat gpt, get the data and verify it. So that's ultimately will remain same, Shubda.
Yeah, but yeah, that is what you have experience in the corporate and data analyzing. But what we see at the university level, that students use it like for anything, and they I don't know whether they will read properly. Maybe I will come to Sandeep and ask his experience
Yeah,
at the academic, because we are telling them not to use at different writing reports, doing assignments, you do it yourself, and then the reading is going down, or what, I don't know what will be the effects of ChatGPT at college or student level or university level. But of course, what you said, it's a totally different scenario from your what you talked
yeah,
about internally developed AI tools. And I think most of the universities in the world are also, they're developing their own tools for the students. But I will again ask about it to you later on. But as
yeah,
per what you said, that lots of certifications, if they do, or upskilling, they have lots of opportunities, right? Based
yeah,
on whatever library science they have done master degree. So if you come to the department sometime, I will invite you to Pune to
yeah, I'll
talk
be
about what
happy.
kind of certifications they have to do. If you provide us some information about to our students, and I think I know 100% that our syllabus should be changed as per the whatever market requirements are, because there are not many jobs uh, in academic level. So I will come back to
Yeah,
you. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for this
yeah,
information. Now, Sandeep, I want your I want to know about what Pradeep said, that how libraries are like. I will come back. I will ask you regarding academic level.
Yeah,
What I have found here in the universities, that very less number of students are going to the libraries, and they use a lot of online resources or anything. So you have mentioned that yours is a learning place. What you have learning place. So what is your experience as an academician, that librarian's role has from traditional to modern, how it has changed, and what kind of what do you think libraries will survive, physical libraries, and your experiences in this case?
exactly. First of all, thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with the prospective students. And let me tell you all the students that this field is having a good opportunity for you people. The only thing, like, as all panelists have also said, that you have to upskill yourself. You have to learn a lot. So in that case, my suggestion is having to start with once you are a student for library science, you have access to ONOS, 6,000 crore rupees resources. So that's the first thing. And, I mean, you have to train yourself that which are the databases that I have access to, what are their main, advantages and the uniqueness, what type of things that I can learn from there. And friends, let me tell you, see, I am a librarian at business school. And all the time we have to, think from the turnover result orientation point of view, how the exactly, the result should be shown. And from that point of view, this academic information, how you can convert it to the knowledge power, that's a major task, that librarian has to do. And for that, I myself, every day I am having a 3 hours for reading. Then and then only you will be able to deliver. That's the major thing. I mean, as sir said, that we have to upskill ourselves, industry certifications are there. So in this field also, once you're working with, see, as a business school librarian, we are working with 1 lakh plus alumni of the Willinker. Then we are having close interaction with the CEOs, and when you're working with CEOs, their expectations, their knowledge, the real-time knowledge, I can say that you have to have, I mean, learn yourself so that you will be add some value to them. And this is very, easy, I can say, with the help of even today's AI and all. But as even Pradeep sir said that AI, and now we had a discussion on how best, academicians can use AI, then the authenticity. I can, if you have a Google right now in your mobile, just type this Deloitte and Australia government. Deloitte has submitted one report. Deloitte is a well-known consultancy firm. They have submitted one report to Australia government, and Australian government found that there are, fake citations in this. So they have fined them $440,000. This case is available on Google. Just go and see. So here, the librarian work is very important. With authenticity, as madam said, that what's the authenticity? So librarian has to see to that how authentic it is. And the major thing, see, when we are saying we have 6,000 crores rupees databases access and all, see, these all databases are having authentic information. Because these commercial databases, we are paying a lot, like Bloomberg for, I mean, those who are in the corporate, or those who have, some of the students are already, work experience. So they know that these names, like Bloomberg is there, then Ace Equity, CMI, Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, EMIS, ProQuest. So these databases, whatever information you take, I'm sure, I'm telling you 101% that it is authentic. So what we are doing it for all our students, we make sure that they have to use only the authentic commercial resources, because Wellinger is also investing more than 2.5 crore rupees on these databases. So in today's AI, see, all students, I mean, I know that they are all the time going to Chat GPT and Gemini and finding the information, but I don't know how many of them have seen the disclaimer that information may be wrong. And that disclaimer is very important. When you're learning something, when you're reading something, you have to invest your time. And students, when you are entering in this profession, these 2 years, like BLS and MLS and the first year of MLS or first year of MLS too. So in these 2 years, you have to invest your time, whatever you are reading, how best it can be helpful. See, one more information I can say, madam has said someone here has worked with the Suzlon. See, 5 years back, when I work on the Suzlon company report, and I found that yes, the energy sector in they are having a excellent, future. So at that time, the share price of Suzlon was 6 rupees. So that way, we have to think from like how best this information, when we are saying information is knowledge, knowledge power. So how best we can convert that. That conversion is very important. When we are closely working with CEOs, when we are understanding their business, we have to also think that yes, this is the future. They are looking for the future opportunities. When we are sharing that, how best we also can upgrade ourselves, how update ourselves. And from that knowledge wisdom point of view, we have to see to it. So these are the things when you are also learning, you have to all the time think about it. I can give one more information here. See, as a librarian, you have access to the even in the corporate, access to till CEOs, MDs. Because when I started my career under Dhanashri madam, I was an intern. And as an intern, I am surprised that I, got opportunity to meet FC Kohli sir. So this is what the advantage you have when you are a librarian, because in the corporate also I know that the these contacts or network is restricted to only general manager or something like that. Not the, I mean, all the people are not having access to CEOs and MDs. But as a librarian, even in academic sector or even corporate sector, you have access to all. So
Right.
leverage that. Then the second thing, as AI, in the AI also you have a excellent, these designation like AI curator. As I said, these databases, all the databases are now having their own AI. Because see, these commercial databases, they will not share their data to ChatGPT or Gemini for open access. So they have come up with their own AI. And the next upskilling for librarian is to learn about their AI, this thing retrieval, how best it can be retrieved. Then the second thing, like when we are building the AI, LLMs and all, how we can train the data. So that certification is very important for librarian, like how best I can do that. Then when we are saying that, yes, we have digital library, we have digital repository. So for students, like how that repository can be connected to the LLM. Means, see, nowadays students will access, even in my last lecture also when I had it, corporate people, I said that each and every university, and all universities will have their own LLMs. Because as I said that, say we are giving example like in your city library having 10 lakh books, 15 lakhs books. So likewise, LLM's collection also, in next one year or 2 year, we have to, recognize the university's strength by their LLMs. Like what resources they have, which database access they have in LLM. Because all databases, even yesterday only I, work on Statista database, how to, access Statista through Copilot with the MCP server, how I can connect that. See, these technical terms, nowadays are very common. I mean, it's not like only engineer or data science people only can do that. No, because of AI, we all have to work on this platform now. And only thing is like we have to learn ourselves is how to learn. Even open source, when we started way back in 2006, no one was even having, for having a data entry in Koha, it took 3 days for me to understand what's the mark format, how they have identified it. And nowadays, I mean, we can install Koha within 10 to 15 minutes. That time, it took, Perl, these modules, installing Perl modules took our minimum 5 to 6 days. So many errors were there. But nowadays, it's a simple task. So we have to invest ourselves, in the resources administration management, then how best research data. As madam said, see, whichever field you work, if you are adding value to your management, then only they will recognize your efforts. And that work we have to do. And all the time, even see the government initiatives, like as a librarian, if I can say the startups, Modi government has given 10,000 crores for startups. How best we can do startup, because in library science we have very less startups. When I'm working with the CEOs, I found myself like, how can, I mean, why should not I be a director of strategic intelligence? Because if I am giving the information to CEOs, and if their turnover has been increased by say 5% or 10%, that adds value, and that is the field, I'm looking at the library science field, only I don't know, maybe 5% people are there or not, because very few people are even, in this field, who are actually working with the CEOs and this thing, consultancy. So there is a good opportunity for library science students to start their own consultancy and, help these people. Because all the fields, even you as a student, suppose if you are not coming to library science, you are going to any field, without information, you cannot have a growth. So for that purpose, if you are in the library science field and if you do like this, see, each and every field they require, they have a library. Like banking sector also, they have a library. So my request to all students, this profession is having excellent opportunities. And if you are really thinking, I mean, I'm not today covering all the technical things, like how best we can, integrate this and what are the, LinkedIn opportunities. See, now even one more thing I can share with you, like foreign universities, all foreign now in Mumbai, 5 foreign universities they have started. And some of my students, I'm training them about the how to appear, for their interview, because their selection will be totally on merit. And I said that if you are, analyzing their strength and features, like what they are doing to achieve in India, see, they have subject librarians, and I'm sure they will start the same process here in India also. So we have a good opportunity for library science students. You have to have your expertise in one field and make sure that that field you have a knowledge till PhD degree. So uh, good opportunity, and my best wishes to all students.
Thank
And
you.
once you enter in the field, we will definitely have more interaction.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Sandeep.
you.
Yes. After Sandeep, we are moving towards Vijay, very youngest one in our group. So Vijay, welcome, and tell us about your career in library science, and especially focusing on uh, government sector. So what is the situation there? Because many students, they are trying to appear for these exams. They work a lot. They try to study and come to government. Somehow still we have that uh, dilemma that government jobs are always good than corporate. Many of our students are not ready, if they, even though there are ample amount of opportunities in corporate, they want government job. And What is your experience, because you have worked in both the sectors? Unmute.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
I would like to share very basic things for the students who wanted to build their career in library science in a government sector. Very basic means first they should complete the required education, that is the library science education. After that, they should develop a, basic skills, that is the classification, cataloging. Because what we found in our day-to-day work experience, people who have completed MLE by SC or BLE by SC, they are very poor in classifying their resources, then managing resources. After that, one should gain the practical experiences, do internships or work in a colleges, then some government sectors, then prepare for government exams. But before going to prepare the government exams, one should acquire a core skills. Core skill means in a government sector, three basic things required. That is, first is the Marathi language. You should have a administrative Marathi language, because each and every letter we need to draft in a Marathi language. Our day-to-day talking language and communication language and administrative language is quite different. Okay, so we should have command over Marathi language. Then second thing, we have a legal knowledge, very basic legal knowledge, because in a government sector, while working in a government sector, we have to do our activities or do our tasks in a legal framework, within a legal framework. Because here it is important that what to do, rather than we have to do the specific what government has instructed to do. And third thing is that uh, we need to focus on administrative policies, government policies. What policies are given for us, and we have to follow that policies, and stay updated with the regular updates about the job portals. In our government sector, people are unaware about the vacancies. In our department, Directorate of Libraries have more than 50 plus class 2 gazetted officers job. In Anna Centenary Library, there are also more than 50 gazetted jobs, gazetted librarians job. So people, while completing their library science course and other core course, one should focus on the where are the opportunities and what additional qualification they required for that opportunities. When I was working in a Ratnagiri as a government divisional library, uh, I have completed my LLB from Mumbai University, and this is come help. This helps me in a, uh, present opportunity which I have grabbed in last month. Like this, one should focus on the various core educations like LLB course, then PGD LAN course. Some of the technical course one should complete. So this is from very basic steps. Then learn the new technology and stay updated. All these are the basic points new students should consider while making their career in a library science in a government sector.
Yes, thank you, Vijay. And all of you have shared, that first thing is library science is a noble career choice. It has to be upgraded regularly. You have to do upskilling at different sectors. Different upskillings are required. Like what Vijay said, you should have a command over Marathi if you want to really work in government sector. Like in each state, they would need to know these languages. Third thing is that we need to have communication skills, and if you want to survive in both the sectors, like even you go in a government or in a academic or in corporate, you need to have those kind of skills, and we need to learn all those, and students should take those kind of skills after completing the course. And third thing is that there are ample number of jobs. They have to tap how to find out those jobs. And I'm happy that in our attendees, there are some students and one of our alumna who talked last month to our students. I just want to tell her, and then I will come back to all of you for second round of questions. Amrapali, can you unmute Amrapali or make her co-host? She's working in, again, a corporate sector, but different fields. She is in fintech and very young in this, again, our forum. So what she talked last time, that what Dhanashri and Pradeep and all others tell, that upscaling. So she's also doing lots of upskilling in her job, and she has also changed many jobs. She worked in hospital record management and many other areas. So her experiences are good, and if anyone want to go into corporate, what kind of uh, work they will get actually at initial level. Amrapali, can you focus on that? Unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, everyone. I am really grateful that I am being a part of such a great panelist where everybody is so knowledgeable, so helpful, and they are so much eager to share their experiences among the new students and the undergraduates who are considering the career in library information science. To me, when I started this course, others before me said that they wanted to work in a corporate. However, I wanted to have a mix of both. So for that, while studying, I started going through soft skills where I can sharpen my skills. How do I communicate with my classmates, and how do I make how do I put my thoughts into actions and through into the words when I'm presenting any PPT, when I'm being asked in the college. So at the earlier stages, uh, the first what I would tell all the students is that you first have to be very much sure as to where you wanted to work, because that is a direction from where you will start to move in forward. And you as said by earlier panelists, when you have to work, you have to come with a certain, you have to either sharpen your core skills and also have add-on soft skills with the upcoming skills, where you polish your knowledge with the latest trends which are coming along. So like I earlier said that we have to be updated with ourselves using the chat GPT, or uh, knowing the latest trends in the domain which we want to work into. Because when we go for the interview, we do not know that what they are going to ask, because there is a limited amount of time allocated for the interview. And the way you present your information about yourself to the interviewer, they decide what they want to ask you. So it's always good to be prepared whenever you're going for the interview, along with your domain knowledge and also with your soft skills, because at the end of the day, your attitude and your soft skills, they matter a lot. Even if you get rejected in the interview, they always come back to you saying, we rejected you only for so and so reason. So even though, and there have been incidences, even in my personal experience, that many of the students, they have been selected only because they had a great soft skills and the communication skills, and then they were asked to get updated for the technical skills.
Thank you. Thank you, Amrapali. Now I will come back to Dr. Rao again. Dr. Rao, what do you think we have to change the syllabus, or what kind of specialized courses we need to design after listening to all of them working in different sectors, and they have changed from one to other place. Even Vijay, as government sector, mentioned about skills we need to. So, what do you think? What kind of courses we need to design? Specialized, small, maybe diploma level or 1 month short term courses. so that they can upgrade their skills and get jobs in the corporate?
Professor Shubida, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. See, when we talk about all these components which our esteemed panelists, which they have shared their ideas and working conditions and the kind of work they are doing. And what I have observed is these kind of, initiatives or kind of work environments change very quickly, and we can't, make it as a some kind of a standard for a 10 years or 5 years. So we have to make it as a some kind of a, generalia skills. Like one of the panelists said that how to how to become a consultant. Generally what happens in a consultant role. Okay, and if you want to become a kind of a you know digital literacy driven kind of a role, then what should we do? Then we also came to know that subject librarians.
Yes.
So these kind of a components we can club it together in some of the we can make it as a paper, and we may have a kind of a certificate level courses
Yes.
or diploma courses, so that they know the skills, soft skills plus the additional generalia skills which is required across the types of industries, not specifically for software or consultancy kind of industries like KPMG or who talked about other companies. So we should make it as a kind of a generally a syllabus, so that they are ready to, they have a background information of all those requirements. Like others said that there are technical jargons. Definitely every corporate world has their own technical jargons. Each industry has its own culture, the way of working. Maybe the management concept is very common, but the way they name it, it is totally different. So we can't make it as a standard in our syllabus. But it is very interesting that the lot of inputs which we received from this panel discussion, that the kind of opportunities and the kind of preparedness which our students require, and especially the LIS domain, the library and information science domain, many people don't aware of this subject at all. That is another big tragedy in the society, that people don't aware, and those who enter, and they this subject never ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि कभी मुझे जॉब नहीं मिला है. That's what I see in many of the places. And definitely, there are several such factors which our panelists discussed. We should make it not only as a certificate course or a diploma course. We should involve this into our skill-based programs in the major core curriculum also.
Yes.
And we should give maybe the core courses which we are talking, the fundamental subjects, where we can reduce the credits, and we can divide those credits and allocate this kind of courses in the main syllabus itself.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir. Now
Yeah.
I want to ask Dhanashri about what sir said, different courses, what we are thinking from academics. What do you think that we have to focus? Because we interacted sometimes back that we need upskill courses for especially librarians from corporate sector. So what do you think that we need to consider at that level? Your opinion?
Yeah. So while we have traditionally always connected the users to the books, to the reading, or we have probably, connected them to the right sources, I think it's time that we move from there, go beyond that, to actually connect them with their decisions, which means we are not only going to give them books and references, we are actually going to sit and look at those references and see whether we can give some kind of analysis or a gist or an abstract which is easy, which is more ready to consume level of information to the seniors, because they do not have time. They cannot just look at the reports. If you just download reports and reports of and give it to them, they do not have time. Is it that we can actually understand their requirement a little more, take the pains to look at the reports and give them a gist? So help them directly in taking decisions. So that decision ready insights is something that we should actually look for, because that will increase our value much, much more. And now with AI specifically, if they are going to get the feeds and they are going to get the analysis ready from AI, look at the situation that we will be in, so we have to act fast. We have to leverage AI before the users directly leverage AI. So this is a challenge for us, and we should turn around the whole situation for our benefit. That is one. So secondly, yes, soft skills everybody has touched upon, which is really important, and some such some such program, some such curricula, some such little insight on why soft skills is so important and how we can imbibe that also at the entry level itself will make a big, big difference. And thirdly, hands-on is something which is very important now, especially when there are so many tools in so many different areas that people have to work on, whether it is KM tools, whether it is content management tools, whether it is the AI tools. So without hands-on, you will never get that kind of a confidence to actually go and start, because you're not going to get a job experience directly to be able to use those tools and start working. So initially, you have to see to it that you use the open source tools and get yourself acclimatized to these tools, so that you are at least speaking that language. You know what are the basics, you know the concepts that are clear, and then you can actually jump into the job. So these are a few quick things that I could think about. And a lot of other things like data privacy and patenting and all of that. We have some short courses available. So APQC's knowledge management course, all those are definitely something that they should take a stand on. All I want to say and sum up is, I'm not saying that you have to acquire 5 different skills and give 5 different exams and all of that. On top of your library and information science, acquire just 2 very niche and important trending skills which will take you places. So concentrate, focus on only 2 important skills where you have interest and develop on those, so that you are a master and you can develop your career based on that. So this is what we need actually. We don't need 5 exams and 10 exams and 10 courses.
Okay.
But you should understand where your calling is and start developing at this point of time itself.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Pradeep, I want from you that again, similar type of question I asked Dhanashri, but what kind of training students they have to undergo when they join any corporate sector? Because many of time I learned that you have to undergo for the training and then you will get the actual work and others. So what kind of that kind of training, and at entry level, I know I should not ask, but they are interested, many of our students, that what salary we will get. So academic salaries are very open to in a public, that if you go to assistant library assistant and others. So maybe you can roughly tell us that what kind of salary they will get, because they are finally working for the salary and they are looking forward for a good salary and others. So they think that you have to work a lot and its salaries are much better in academics. But I don't think so. That is the true. So your opinion about it. What do you think?
I do not agree with you, Shubda, because I worked at different organization. I was in Japan, I was in US, in between I was in the Australia also for some time. So though I cannot tell my exact salary, but
Yeah, I
the
don't want
freshers,
to. But
yeah, freshers can get 6 lakh minimum in the corporate to start with, and it can goes to the, with my experience, 50 lakh. So 50 lakh is the not this one. Now coming to, as you said, there is a lot of work as compared to academics. It's again, I'm not agree. I'm the person who enjoys the flexible work culture, where there is a scope of for the my personal skills, and the there is the balanced life. personal life, and that's what I get it in the corporate. Whenever I feel I can work, whenever I don't feel I don't work, I can tell my example. I just simply tell my manager I don't feel to work today. Now, can you tell me in the academics, you say, your head of the department, I don't want to take classes today. So that work-life balance, I feel, because that's the understanding it's developed by other, uh, the colleagues, or I say people, that, there is a lot of work. Of course, there is work, but you will get return. Same way you will enjoy, because there will be very less politics, and what you give, you will get it.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other benefits, so I don't want insurance, maybe car lease. So many facilities are there. You will get a cab. You can work flexibly. See, I'm working since last 2 months from my native, which is near to Solapur. 2.5 months. Since my daughter get the vacation, I start my work, and I log in at around morning 6 o'clock, and I end whenever I want, because I spend time with my friends in the evening. Same way, if I go to office, I go 12 o'clock and I come back 9 o'clock. So that is, as at least in the big four or big corporate. In the 15 years back, I was working from home when I was in GE. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
15 years back, I used to do work from home. So where the work from home area was not there, I started working from home from 15 years. So I don't think you will get this flexibility. Of course, it will be there in academic leaves, but if your parents are not well, you can take leave anytime. There are different types of leave. Now, coming to again skill, mm, I can talk about myself. What is my experience? I don't want to go, but data privacy, data analytics and data management, especially in the regulatory compliance, because there are different regulatory bodies, and if you are going to work in European and US based corporate, and you are keen to work with the regulator, there is a lot of scope. Uh, lot of scope and lot of money, because you work directly with the regulator and the leaders, where you will get appreciated, you will get good money. I said more than 50 lakh, you can earn 60 lakh, 70 lakh. There are professionals who earns from our field, and who directly works with the regulator. So I would suggest, if you can do some certificates, I can help you, figure it out which certifications are available. And that doesn't require very specific domain knowledge. So if you're in clinical trials, or if you're in chemical, or if you are in the accounts in auditing, if you have any basic knowledge, the data privacy, data management, regulatory compliance, risk management, I see as the future, because there are so many fintech is there. There are regulators, and in US, regulators are means regulator. It's not like India. Everything is on paper, right? So what the US and European they talks, they do it in action. So there is a lot of demand for us, and I'll be happy to help anyone who are interested.
Please
Uh,
share, because those certifications, I think, from the certified institutions which are
yeah,
acceptable, only those certification. So
yeah,
if help us in that case, we definitely tell students to these certifications are important if they want to come into the corporate sector.
definitely. Yeah,
And I think this work from home and others, I know I talked with Pradeep when he was here almost 15 years back, that he said
yeah,
we always give information as and when required. So 24 by 7 we need to work. But again, you have a flexibility, you have you can balance both the things. Again, I always talk to Dhanashri about her workload, and she always share that it is a lot of work. Sometimes we also have a debate that it's better that you are in academics. Why you want to come to industry? But I always have a very fascination about working in corporate sector, and it's very attraction. But you get what you want. What Pradeep said is correct. Maybe a less kind of politics there, and I don't know the corporate politics at all, but academic politics, I think Sandeep, me are, and uh, Rao sir and others, we are familiar with it. But that's the part of life. Wherever human beings are, politics would be there. Sandeep, what do you think? What students need, what kind of skills, in, especially in academic sector, if they want? Because they think, yes, only this course is enough for them. As others said, they need a lot of upskilling. So in academics, they want to know or join what they need to do.
See, in academics also, if they have a excellent communication skill and the subject knowledge, there
Can
are
you
quality
increase the volume
institutions.
little bit?
Hello?
Huh.
Yeah. See, in academic sector also, if they have a excellent communication skill and the subject knowledge, there are quality institutions. Like even in, I can give you a example by name, like Bitsong. In 2022, they offered 45 lakhs rupees salary. So
Oh,
45 lakhs package is for academic sector. I mean, nowadays we are calling it as a academic, but the package wise, if you see, they are even better than corporates, some of the corporates. So only thing is like we have to work like corporate only in academics. They are for the namesake academics, but the quality institutions, even international schools in Mumbai, like Dhirubhai Ambani School, then Singhania School. Excellent opportunities, and they only want a quality candidates. So if you can groom yourself, from that point of view, like some of they say, if they say that, I want to work with the international schools only. So you have better opportunities. Not like schools are not giving good packages. Excellent quality institutions, they are looking for only good candidates. That is the only thing. Then the second thing, like as we are talking about technology, so from technology point of view, even from regulations point of view, like in academics, UGC circulars, UGC regulation, then the AICT regulations, AICT, 5,000 plus business schools are there in India. Even the foreign universities. Now, foreign universities, what type of compliance that we have to do that, how their work behavior is. So from that point of view, if you can have say 1 or 15 days or 20 days, I think skill development point of view program to how to have the regulations like Vijay sir said, the law, what type of law they should be known, like while working, like we are having stock verification, there are some laws like finance rules and all. So I don't know, I mean, how many departments have covered that. So but that's a basic thing, I mean, that we have to have in our syllabus. And students, even the normal thing I can say, like uh, number of volumes, so at that time students are confused when we ask the students like titles and volumes. So these are the things like practical examples, so we have to have that in the syllabus. And technology, as I said, we have to have excellent AI trainer, like how we can build LLMs and how to train AI, like what type of materials that we are uploading on it, how it indexes, how MCP server works. So for that, I think 15 days or 1 month practical workshop should be there in the department. And that workshop, like how it is working, and upskilling also from certification. If department can have their own certification for these workshops. And I'm sure after completing this in 2 years, they will definitely have an excellent job opportunity in the market. Even
yes.
as I said, even the startups. I don't know how many are library science department students are there in the startups after completing their masters. So that area also we are lacking, and we have to work more on that, because if government is giving 10,000 crore rupees funds, so likewise, whichever the opportunities are there, how best we can align that with our department, that also we have to think.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Sandeep. Startups are very important. One of our student, I think, Chetan, you are familiar, Chetan Taksare.
Yeah, yeah.
He was not very good at academic level, but he was excellent in IT.
Yes, yes, yes.
And he has his company, he has installed all library software tools, and he's doing lot of work, having his own company all over India. So he worked from Kerala to Delhi in many colleges, many institutions. So that kind of entrepreneurship is also there.
Yes, yes.
And startups are there now, more startups with AI we can have. Last I come back to the Vijay. Vijay, थोडं मराठीतूनही बोलू शकतो आपण. जसं तू मराठी मराठी म्हणालास मगाशी. आपल्या या मुलांना जर या परीक्षा पास व्हायच्या असतील, जशा तू परीक्षा देत गेलास किंवा MPSC, कारण ते इथे मी जेव्हा बघते आपल्या कॉलेजमध्ये युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये सुद्धा बरेच वेळेला दे कम हिअर टेक ऍडमिशन की त्यांना इथे एक प्लॅटफॉर्म मिळावा, अभ्यासाला जागा मिळावी आणि ते MPSC करू शकतील. करता करता ते वेगवेगळ्या डिपार्टमेंटला टॅप करत असतात जस्ट टू गेट अ प्लेस हिअर. पण तसं न करता लायब्ररी सायन्स करूनही खूप ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये आहेत. पण त्यांना त्या गव्हर्नमेंटच्या परीक्षा पास करण्यासाठी काय करायला पाहिजे? कारण ते नुसताच खूप अभ्यास करतात पण पास होण्याचं प्रमाण खूप कमी आहे आपल्याकडे. तर त्याच्यासाठी काय सांगाल तुम्ही?
मॅडम, याच्यामध्ये कसं आहे की आपल्याला सुरुवातीला ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज कुठं कुठं आहेत आणि कोणत्या कोणत्या क्षेत्रात, जसं की आता बँकिंगच्या बँकिंगमध्ये लायब्ररी आहेत, रेल्वेज आहेत, कोर्ट्स मध्ये आहेत, पब्लिक सेक्टर वेगवेगळे आहेत, त्यामध्ये आहेत. तर हे आपण पहिल्यांदा आयडेंटिफाय केलं पाहिजे. मग हे आयडेंटिफाय केल्यानंतर आपला प्रोफेशनल कोर्स होईल. त्यानंतर जेव्हा आपण जॉब करत असतो, एक्सपिरियन्स घेत असतो, त्यावेळेस मग आपण कशी तयारी केली पाहिजे. मग तयारी करताना काय केलं जातं की कोर्टच्या बाबतीत तयारी करताना, इंडस्ट्री तयारी करताना किंवा एक्झामची तयारी करताना याच्यामध्ये मी पूर्ण लिगल एक्सपर्ट म्हणजे ऑर्डिनन्स काय आहे, त्यानंतर त्याच्यामध्ये नोटिफिकेशन काय आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये डिफरन्स काय येतो, त्यानंतर इंडियाचे सगळे ऍक्ट जे तयार झाले ते कुठं असतात, त्यानंतर गव्हर्नमेंट
थोडस
महाराष्ट्र
व्हॉइस
ते कुठं
क्लिअर येत
असतात.
नाहीये विजय. व्हॉइस तुझा
हा,
ब्रेक होतोय.
ओके. मला रेंज इश्यू आहे. आपण मग त्या सर्व गोष्टी ज्या आहेत त्या आपण ज्यावेळेस एक्सपिरियन्स घेतो, जॉब करत असतो, त्यावेळेस आपण याच्याकडे बारकाईने आपण सर्व पाहिलं पाहिजे, त्याचा स्टडी केला पाहिजे.
पुन्हा आवाज ब्रेक होतोय.
त्यासाठी
थोडा तुझा
परत होतोय ब्रेक.
हा ते मायक्रोफोन तू जवळच धर जरा थोडं.
हा, मग आपण काय केलं पाहिजे, आपण जॉब करत असतो त्यावेळेस आपण म्हणजे टार्गेट केलं पाहिजे. कोर्टमध्ये जायचं म्हणजे
नाही येते आवाज.
सुरुवाती.
आवाज नाही येते.
हॅलो, का
बोलून बघ.
हॅलो,
हा,
म्हणजे आता जेव्हा मला कोर्टमध्ये जायचं ते तुम्हाला करिअर करायचं आहे, तर त्याच्यासाठी आवश्यक असणाऱ्या गोष्टी मी माझा एक्सपिरियन्स म्हणजे
ब्रेक.
चालू आहे मध्ये असतानाच मी त्या. हॅलो
हा, ब्रेक होतोय आवाज मध्ये 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 मध्ये. काहीतरी.
मॅडम, नेटवर्क इश्यू आहे माझ्याकडे जरा जास्त.
हा, आता बरा येतोय.
हा, नेटवर्क इश्यू आहे. त्यानंतर मी त्या ठिकाणी मी स्वतः रीड केलं तिथं स्कीम कशी आहे, त्यानंतर त्यांचं कलेक्शन नॉलेज केलं जातं, कोणते जातात, त्यानंतर त्यांच्याकडे वाचक कोण आहे,
डायरेक्ट
हे
फोनवर
सर्व
तू
इन्फॉर्मेशन
बोललास तर
आपण.
चालेल का इन्स्टेड ऑफ तुझे इयरफोन? इफ यू
एक मिनिट
डायरेक्टली
ट्राय
टॉक
करतो.
ऑन फोन दॅट वुड बी बेटर आय थिंक.
हॅलो,
हा,
मग याच्यामध्ये कसं आहे की आपण सुरुवातीला जेव्हा आपण स्टडी करतो, ते स्टडी करत असताना बेसिक आपल्याला स्किल आहेच आपल्या लायब्ररी सायन्सचं, म्हणजे जे आपण सेट नेटला बहुतांश आपले विद्यार्थी त्याचं स्किल घेतात, एक्वायर करतात आणि त्यांना त्याच्यामध्ये काही अडचण येत नाही. पण जो काही 20% 30% जो पोर्शन असतो तो एक्झाम मध्ये त्या डिपार्टमेंटशी रिलेटेड असतो. म्हणजे जसं की आता आमच्या डिपार्टमेंटची जी एक्झाम असेल तर आमचे ऍक्ट्स कोणते आहेत, त्या ऍक्टच्या अंडर रूल्स कोणते तयार केलेले आहेत, आमच्याकडल्या स्कीम्स कोणत्या आहेत, गव्हर्नमेंटच्या सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंटची स्कीम आमच्याकडे कोणत्या आहेत, ग्रँट जे आम्ही डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करतो त्याची कॅटेगरी कशी आहे, त्यानंतर ते कोणत्या इन्स्टॉलमेंटमध्ये दिले जातात, आमच्याकडनं अवॉर्ड कोणते दिले जातात. म्हणजे जेव्हा केव्हाही तुम्ही एखादी एक्झाम टार्गेट कराल तर त्या एक्झाम विषयी जाणून घेण्यासाठी अगोदर त्या डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये कामकाज कशा पद्धतीने केलं जातं, त्या ठिकाणी कोणते कोणते रूल्स आहेत, रेग्युलेशन्स आहेत, प्रॅक्टिसेस कशा केल्या जातात. कारण काय ह्या घटकावरती जवळपास कुठल्याही एक्झाम मध्ये 20% तरी त्याच्यावरती किंवा 30% तरी त्याच्यावरती प्रश्न विचारले जातात. मग सेटनेटचं तुम्ही 70-80% कव्हर करता चांगल्यापैकी, पण 20 आणि 30% जो पोर्शन राहतो तिथंच आपण मग मेरिटमध्ये बसत नाही. तर त्यामुळे आपण असं म्हणजे गव्हर्नमेंट सेक्टरमध्ये कसं आहे की कॉमन टू ऑल असं न करता आपल्याला समजा बँकिंगमध्ये जायचंय, बँकिंग लायब्ररीमध्ये जायचंय, तर आपल्याला त्याचं पूर्ण बँकिंगचे डेटाबेस कोणते आहेत, त्यानंतर मग त्यांचे पब्लिशर्स कोणते आहेत, हे सर्व आपण टार्गेट केलं पाहिजे आणि मग तशा पद्धतीने अभ्यास केला पाहिजे. फक्त इश्यू येतो 20-30%चा. तर त्याच्यावरती मोर फोकस केला आपण जास्तीत जास्त प्रकारे, तर मग चांगल्या प्रकारे आपण त्याच्यामध्ये सक्सेस मिळवू शकतो.
बरोबर. थँक्यू. थँक्यू सो मच फॉर ऑल पॅनलिस्ट. अँड I can see in participants list, Dr. Durga Murari is there. She's from SNDT University. She retired from the SNDT, and she has also vast experience of library science as a academic librarianship. Dr. Swati Barnabas, I see her from Ahmednagar from Management Institute. Thank you very much for joining this. And it's now open to all. If you want to ask any question to our panelists, any clarification, anything that you want to ask, please raise your hand. And Preeti, who is working with me in the Center for Publication Ethics, she will help you to unmute yourself and talk to you and ask some questions if you have. Yes. We tried to talk a lot about different opportunities, and even you can ask in a chat box if you want to ask some question. Yes, students from our department, if you have any questions, or even from staff from the center, students. I know the challenges here also for us. Asking question is again another skill that you need to learn. So please raise your hand. This is live going on YouTube. I think from YouTube, if anybody is want to ask the question, please ask. Because always we received queries at the department that what are the scope for this and how can we pursue our career in this field, and we have to answer them. So now you are with experts. So if you want to ask anything, please ask. Yes. Amrapali? Yes.
Hello, ma'am. I wanted to add to something what was earlier been discussed by the panelist, that when we have to, in order to groom the current batch or the students of library information science about the new careers, we can pool in our resources and create a short course where they will have a before enrolling the course, they will have a counseling as to what they want to do, which will give them a fair idea as to which domain they are interested in, and then we can move on into comprehension skills, which we have already done in library science, but in a very short time, where we can give them papers, and then we can tell them to write an abstract about it, or start with the group discussions, because those are the skills which come in handy whenever we go for any interview round in corporate sector, or else in the academic sector as well. What I have observed whenever I have gone to the interview is that there are a group discussion, and then there is a domain knowledge test, which usually happens. It can be technical, it can be functional, that is more from a more theoretical approach, and then how the information is presented. So mainly kind of a personality development, along with more focus towards career guidance. That is a course which we can uh, design for them, which will be kind of a booster to their existing library information science course, which
Yes.
will give them a more broader outlook as to where to look and what to look. Because when I came to the university, also many students asked me that how will we know that we are suitable for it, we are suitable for the job, or the we we can apply for a certain job. So those question comes to your mind when they start talking about themselves and start knowing themselves. So that is again comes under the personality development, or the when they have a group discussion,
Okay.
when and I think what you said earlier, that asking questions is something which they take a time to get accustomed to it, that we should ask questions. So making them a little bit bolder, because I believe that most of the library science students, everyone is intelligent, they just don't speak up. Most of them become introvert, and I believe some of the introverts, they take admission because in library information science, they think that when they go into the academic library, they will not uh, interact socially much, so they are very good with being in their own cocoon.
Thank you. There is one question from Mrudula. I'm a student, but I want to gain the technical knowledge. Kindly guide about the courses which I can do and improve my library related software knowledge. Uh, Sandeep, any course that you can suggest, library related software, because and
Nahin, see, library related softwares, I mean, it is already there in the curriculum. I know that many in library science departments, they have already covered Koha software, then DSpace software for institutional repository, Koha for integrated library management system, then OJS, Open Journal System for journal management. Then Subject Plus is there for the libguides. Uh, I think these softwares will definitely help you to have a data management, and these libguides. Now, as I said, that even foreign universities are there in India, and most of them are having their own libguides, and that things that we are lacking. I mean, many universities in India are not having the library guides, but library guides plays an important role for the e-resources usage, and we have to learn that. And these things, as nowadays I am as I when I worked in the open source software and I shared my experience regarding the Koha, these softwares, the new softwares, you have to learn your own. And nowadays YouTube is there, nowadays AI is there, it is very simple, to learn all these things. And if you can see, the Coursera is there. So for like that domain knowledge, we can have that type of certifications. And even there are many library workshops are also there. So at the when you are in these 2 years, you have to invest your time in learning. And as even Amrapali rightly said, the department, we can have placement grooming session, like in business schools we already have that. So if we can have prior to 1 month of the interview, and like these panelists, from all the sectors, if they can come to the department, and we can have a interview sessions, like mock interviews,
Hmm.
we can groom the students, we can give the additions, and by that way, in next 1 month, students can groom themselves. And when they are going for final placements, I'm sure they will definitely get placed. I can even share one more experience here. We all are talking about QS ranking. So QS has given last year the award to Vietnam Library for agentic AI. They have developed the placement AI, and student has to only upload his CV there. Once he upload the CV, that AI asks 22 questions from psychological point of view, from subject skills point of view. And they got the first prize because they said that because of this service, library service, agentic AI library service, students, 52% students got the acceptance letter.
Very
So
good.
just think, yeah. So if 52% students got the acceptance letter just because of one service of the library, and agentic AI, nowadays we all have to work on the agentic AI. Wherever we find challenges, we have to work on agentic AI. So these types of things, even our library science department can also think of. And while placement grooming is very important, because we should not, miss that opportunity. At least one student should get selected there. So
Yes.
that way, and it is very easy. I mean, if you can do some hard work in this field and placement grooming session and that, so we can definitely, even in the business school, at the start of the year, they invite the speakers and said that these are the things like consultancy firms are the top recruiters. They come and they share that these are the skills that we are looking for. And students in the next 2 years, they groom themselves. They work on that skills. So this way we also can work, and definitely our students can get a very good future.
Yes. Amar, you want to talk something? You raise the hand. Amar, Rite, unmute yourself. Okay. Meantime, Amar unmute himself. There is one question from Divya. She's
Nothing, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
hello. Yes.
Nothing, ma'am. I complete.
Okay. Uh,
Okay.
Divya is asking how to find out these corporate jobs. Is it from LinkedIn or any other? Pradeep, how can you guide us? Or maybe Dhanashri, how can we find out corporate jobs?
Okay, I can suggest I got all jobs through LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
So I have not used any other tool. Maybe you can have good profile in the LinkedIn. You can take AI help, and I did not get any job with any of the referee or with any of the connections. Whatever job I got it only through the LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the best way to get it, because I hear from many of them that there are fake postings, and I did not get any interview calls. But I don't want to go into that. But with my personal experience, I was not in connection with any of these organizations, and purely based on the LinkedIn. And you can target few the companies. So I used to have list of targeted companies, and you can go to their portals, career portals, and apply. There are only two ways I feel that will be the authenticate one to go through Naukri, and there are other this one. But I still trust and believe in the LinkedIn and the direct career portal of individual company sites.
Yes, there are many other websites also, but LinkedIn is very good one to start with. Snehal is asking, as Pradeep has already promised us that he will give us the list of certification
Yeah.
courses. Also, Dhanashri will tell us what certification we need to do that. We will have a list on that what courses librarians they need to do. Snehal, definitely we will ask that. Uh, and the last question, I think somebody from our center is asking, uh, what are the ethical concerns related to AI in libraries? Maybe because what we are observing as an academic and research point of view in the center, that a lot of information is generated by AI and it is in the market. Without authentication, we are using it and it is affecting the research very badly. So a lot of papers are retracted and many things are happening. So what do you think, Dr. Rao and Sandeep, about it? And then maybe we will close down the session. But uh, because how to identify the sources, even in corporate also, they are not generated by AI. How to do the collection then in a libraries? Because that is happening. So we need to have training.
Actually,
Yes, sir.
Professor Subhada, actually, when we scan for this kind of AI generated content, in universities we follow Turnitin and plagiarism detection tools. And they have a filter in that nowadays that if it is above 20%,
Yeah.
then it is giving a kind of a warning saying that there may be a content from the AI generated chatbots.
Yeah.
So that is one of the option.
Yes.
The second one is that the way we acknowledge when we use AI tools in our literature, when we write something. For example, if I used AI for developing a questionnaire, yes, we can straight away mention in the notes or
Disclose.
in the references or acknowledgement section saying that we have used this. Okay, where there is no actually intellectual, what you call thing has gone down. In that cases, we can definitely mention that in the acknowledgement section.
Yes.
The third one is the AI literacy and the kind of tools which we are using. When we go for open source based softwares, then definitely there are a lot of problems. If you are going for a subscribed one, these are more fine tuned, and they have their own setups like controls that who is using and how they are using it. So this is still a debatable topic, and we may come out with the new solutions. And some policies are already government of India has created a problem. What your policy for that, and it may uh, help the researchers. I don't know corporate sector, because corporate sector has different type of filters when they create a content,
Right.
and they have in-house developed softwares for checking the content which they have developed. But as far as universities or academic institutions are concerned, we have these kind of uh, loosely tighted policies as on date, and we may have some formal standards maybe coming up in the near future, maybe by the UGC or Ministry of Education.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we will now at the end, and thank you so much for all of you. Just in a minute, if you want to give any message to students, because we are going to put this recording online on the channel of Center for Publication Ethics and Library Science Department, so that they will go back and or I will refer this website to others to see. So quickly, just in a minute, any message that you want to give, and then we will close. The Dhanashri.
Yeah. So firstly, upskilling is something which is something there's no compromise on. And this is going to be a challenge going forward because upskilling in technology, but with application in library and information science, this is the kind of combination that we'll be always looking for. And some such courses where they are proctored and which is coming from some recognized institution is the need of the hour. We are already facing this problem in the corporate today, and I think Shubhada, we have discussed this also. So somewhere where the organization where you're working understands that you have upskilled in the required area, but not only upskilled, it is also proctored. It is also vetted by some institution, some body to say, yes, you understand what you're doing. You are an expert now, and it is vetted by somebody. So then later on, this is used for higher promotions as well and career development within the corporates. This is where we are going today. So this is something that we have to look at.
Thank you. Thank you, Pradeep.
Yeah, Shubhdadesh. To close with, I would say that upscaling what others are telling, the Nasri and others. There is no learning is the it will go till end. So
Yes.
because there are different things, and if you don't learn, you will not survive, at least in the corporate. So no option to the learn,
Yes.
and think about something different, because going the traditional way, though it is library, digital library, I go think behind the digital library also. There are so many data management options are there to build a career where you can enjoy your salary, your life, everything what I have been doing it with my experience. And at least me, and I think everyone will be agree with me, we are there to help everyone, to support mm, basically the pressures what at least from we can do. We are ready to spend time. At least I can spend maybe couple of hours to take it to the any specific sessions, focusing on the separate area. I'll be happy to do it. But
Thank
there is lot of this is the LIS the great career options. But again, it's up to you. You want to go to very traditional way and link it to the specific designation. And if you want to do something different, lot of scope is there. So you have bright career and scope for this field as well today also.
Yes. Sandeep, your just a message, closing
My,
message,
my
remarks.
closing message is only like all of you, please start the journey, and we are there to help you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Dr. Rao.
Definitely, ma'am. We're all with the community. We are definitely there for any kind of. Actually, madam, you can make a lot of changes. The suggestions which we got because you are interacting with the Ministry of Education,
Yeah.
and I think you are the source for us, especially in the academic section where we want to make some kind of broader changes, like the nomenclature of the subject and the kind of syllabus revision across the universities, making it as a standard one. And we have a greater, uh, challenges, but you can definitely help here.
Yes, definitely I will do whatever I can do.
Yeah,
Vijay?
thank you.
Yes, thank you so much,
हॅलो
Ram. Yes, Vijay.
मॅडम आवाज येतोय?
हो येतोय.
ओके. सर्वप्रथम म्हणजे आपल्याकडे स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये कोणते जॉब आहेत, कोणत्या विभागात आहेत, सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये कोणते जॉब आहेत, याची आपल्याकडे लिस्ट असायला पाहिजे. आपण ते आयडेंटिफाय केले पाहिजेत. सेकंड नंबर याच्यासाठी क्वालिफिकेशन काय हवंय हे आपण आयडेंटिफाय केलं पाहिजे. नंतर ऍडिशनल क्वालिफिकेशन काय लागतं याच्यासाठी. नंबर 3 याची जाहिरात कुठे
Yes,
येते? कारण बऱ्याच वेळा असं होतं की गव्हर्नमेंटमध्ये जॉब येतात ते बाहेर माहीत होत नाहीत.
माहितीच होत नाही.
ती एक माहिती काढली पाहिजे. त्याच्यासाठी तयारी काय काय केली पाहिजे याची थोडीशी माहिती घेतली पाहिजे आपण आणि मग तयारी केली पाहिजे.
Yes,
एवढं पेशंट आहे याच्यासाठी.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all panelists for spending your time and accepting the invitation and share your all sorts of experiences with students. So I'm sure I'm trying my best to do for our, and all of you are doing so much for our profession. And I just want to thank all of you, and I'm interested to see you offline also sometime in the department. I will call all of you and share your expertise. Dr. Rao was recently in the department and our experience was very, very great. And I'm sure all our students will learn a lot from all of you. So I'm looking forward to see you in Pune in this year. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Thank
so much, Shubda.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, thank you.